Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Ratnamani Metals, a very interesting share for which a lot of request has come in. So let's understand what is the business of the company and what you should do. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation, and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I start with analysis of Ratnamani Metals, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel, and it will help you also ask me questions on Patreon on a number of stocks in portfolio, and you'll also get to read about a lot of articles such as this one, what to buy at 9200 Nifty, which I have just put up just a few hours back. And I also give stock ideas and stock tips and whatever breaking news on stocks that comes first on Patreon. So you have news on Kilpest about delivering kits, you have news on Tanla, Mahanagar Gas. Something about all details of the Reliance Facebook deal, which I put up first on Patreon and then went on YouTube. Uh, uh, the membership begins at around $2 and goes up to $25 if you want portfolio services and help with your portfolio. I'll guide you through how to build a portfolio, etc. And once I have more than 150 200 members on the Patreon site, I'll definitely start with a YouTube free course on investments and trading. Now about Ratnamani Metals. It was established in 2005 and it manufactures tubes and pipes in stainless steels and exotic materials. So they are manufacturing a number of products which are used in commercial real estate and in, you can say, development infrastructure and etc. They have business all across India, and they also produce carbon steel pipes in wide sizes and range for wide spectrum of applications. So basically they are not producing just simple pipes that companies produce. They are manufacturing, you can say, specialized pipes and products of metals, of steels, that are used in a number of industries, heavy industries, you can say into manufacturing, and also into commercial real estate, or in infrastructure, and in usage with the retailers. So it is not just a one trick pony that we are talking about. The market cap of the company is around 4200 crores. If you look at the financials of the company, and this is Q3, this is December quarter FY20 versus FY19, and we had a drop of around 25% in sales, but the profit went up something like 60% year on year, and this was because of the lower taxes, which helped the bottom line and reduced debt. So the interest cost has reduced, but the profit numbers has been magnificent, and the ROE is pretty good for a company that is an ancillary to the metal industry, that produces pipes, and ancillary probably to the infrastructure real estate industry, and you can say something which is related to the economy or the growth sector, and you're having an ROE of close to 19% and an operating profit margin of 16%. That is pretty good. So if you look at the performance of the stock is up 60% in the last 1.5 years, but it has fallen very sharply over the last 2-3 months. So it's 45% downside that has taken place in just 1.5 months from that February high. So from mid-Feb till end of March, when the markets made a bottom, or the recent bottom of 7500, the stock fell 45%, but it has come back from those levels. Promoter and institutional holding is pretty good, and there is only 13% free float. So considering all this, the stock looks really good at current levels. The only thing is, it is in a industry where the company might not grow that well over the next 2 quarters, with a lot of shutdown and very less economic activity going on, infrastructure real estate activity going on. The margins are very good, and the dividend payout is also good. It is you can say the dividend yield is greater than a 1%. If you look at the technicals of the company, then there is strong short-term support at around the 850 levels. The 200 DMA is around 1030, so it is not that far away. Once it crosses the 1030,000 levels, it will be in a very bullish up move. But currently, it is trading less than that, and we could see some trepidations going forward as the market doesn't seem to be going up, and I think there's a reversal in the market, and probably we could see 8000 levels coming in a few weeks time. So the stock could fall another 8-10% from these levels, as the stock looks extremely weak on charts. So you have to consider that. Add to that the situation that at the moment the stock is in an industry which is not quite finding favor with the government, or with the kind of environment that we are living in. So real estate activities, infrastructure activities, albeit it has started, but it is at an extremely slow pace, probably 25-30% to compared to the full capacity. So the numbers going forward in the next 2 quarters could be extremely difficult to come by, and they could be very harsh, and probably we could see more selling in the stocks. So highly bearish on the charts and highly bearish fundamentally, with the kind of things that are going on the ground. So my opinion in the stock is, as to what needs to be done, is probably avoid for the next 3 to 6 months, probably for the next 3 months, and look at it in August. There's one more reason for that, that all sectors which are in trouble at the moment are getting bashed upon. So if you look at something like banking and NBFCs and financials, whenever the market fall, these are the stocks that are leading all this. So this sector, plus you can say infrastructure, real estate, and anything related to that, is also getting plummeted. So we could see many more falls in this sector and this stock. So avoid for the next 3 months, probably till August. May is normally bad for the market, and then there is a month of August. So we could see some comeback in June and July, but again August would see another kind of sell off, particularly because August will also see many of the mid and small cap companies coming out with June quarter numbers, and we could see that even though the expectation is of a very very bad June quarter, I believe that the results would even outperform the expectation, and they would be even worse. And I think Ratan Money would also fall in the same category. And if this continues, whatever is going on at the moment here in India, probably for another 2-3 weeks, then whole of you can say June quarter is gone, and we could see tremendous selling in all these stocks, and they could come down 20-30% even from these levels. So taking all that into consideration, you need to avoid for the next 3 months or so. And probably if you really like this stock and company, and really the return ratios are pretty decent, you can go ahead and buy around August. So when the fall comes in, during that time, or whenever the fall happens over the next 3 months, you can accumulate, but do not buy big at these levels. So wait for major declines to buy into the stock, and have a good 4-5 year at least time frame, because this industry and all these sectors that I've talked about may come back in 4 to 5 years. And that's why I like more cash and consumption type of stocks rather than investing into economy related stocks. And since I have started investing in 2011, I have been listening about growth coming back, about these stocks, L&T and the likes, doing well, but has never happened. So over the 9 years period, I have not seen these kind of stocks really perform or outperform the consumption sector, and that's why I have become very bullish on the consumption sector on all declines. So do not invest more than 5%, and probably look at pure consumption plays, even if they are coming down, even if they are richly valued on any kind of major decline. I think economy will slump more in the next 2 quarters, and these stocks may not fall a lot, but may not perform going forward even. So this is my video on Ratan Money Metals. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get my video straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.